Black Stallion, Frank Stone, one of the top competitors here in FOW, looking to rise up the ranks. We've seen him form a little bit of an alliance here with Corey Chavis over the last couple of months, trying to take out the Sean Allen and Bad Dog Bullock at the top there. Of course, the Sean Allen, the heavyweight champion of the world in FOW. We're going to see him defend that a little bit later on against the Messiah, the backbreaker, former Ring of Honor heavyweight champion Roderick Strong. But Adrian here, relative newcomer to FOW, looking to make an impact here. And Frank Stone, as I said, one of the top stars, would be a hell of a way to make a first impression.
You're right. You know, it could be the end of Sean Allen's title reign tonight. 210 days today could be the end. The 21st champion. Hey, he's the 21st champion. 210 days today. Today's the 20th, you know.
A little bit of irony right there. Let's see how that all plays out a little bit later on here. A little mat wrestling on display. Frank Stone coming in about 245. You look at Adrian at 190, so clear weight advantage on the size of Frank Stone. You look at the size of him, one of the largest competitors.
50 pounds.
Indeed. So you got to think that power and strength will be on display here from the man from the South Bronx.
You don't think 50 pounds is a lot. That's a tremendous difference in the ring. That's the difference between you and I, 250. I'm 190 and you're 240, so...
Give or take a few. As Frank Stone here, certainly a heavyweight, but Adrian a guy who very easily could have been in that junior heavyweight national title match that we saw in our opener tonight. Certainly wants to maybe be a contender there, but he's got his sights set on that FOW heavyweight championship as he's stitching in here with a side headlock on the Black Stallion.
What a tremendous opening match that was. You know, you won't see that kind of action anywhere but here at FOW.
As the junior heavyweights on display right there, that division certainly going to be ramped up over the next couple of months here in FOW. Now with the devil himself, Jared Drexel, the inaugural junior national heavyweight champion. Off the ropes goes Marks, excuse me, rather, and there's the picture-perfect drop kick by the Black Stallion.
You know, those legs are like tree trunks. You get dropped by those things.
You got to think a good portion of that body weight of Frank Stone's sitting right there in those legs.
It's not easy for a guy his size to throw a drop kick either.
Indeed, showing off that athleticism of Frank Stone, trying to build a little momentum here. Charges at the corner, goes for that Superman forearm, can't get it.
Oh, you saw his head just wrench back in the neck.
This could be an opening for here. Trying to pick his spots. Tries to launch himself in, springboard. Oh, and he's gonna fall flat on his face right there. Slipped on that top rope, and that could be an opening for Frank Stone. He's gonna turn him over, lateral press, hooks that leg, 1-2. Near fall right there. As is going to roll to the outside. May have banged up that knee a little bit, Bobby. But Bobby...
It's ironic, a few years ago, I think hurt his knee doing a similar maneuver in a match with Jordan Rayner.
As you see, oh, Stone there. Just pummeling away. Taking him face first on that ring apron. Now he's looking at the crowd, wants a little bit of a reaction, and that knife edge chop right across the chest. As Frank Stone here, pummeling away. And Bobby, while we take a look at the match now, coming up a little later on, your charge, the big deal, Sean Prime going one-on-one with former WWE star Trent Beretta.
What a big challenge it will be for Sean Prime. You know, you gotta believe a win over Trent Beretta definitely puts in line for a championship match.
And if the big deal can get a win, as Bobby just said, will shoot Sean Prime right up those ranks, as he's been gunning for Sean Allen for a long time now.
It is April 20th, you know, 2 weeks away, and you'll see why you know why we call him the big deal, don't you?
I don't.
Sean Prime will appear on Let's Make a Deal on CBS this coming May 3rd, where he wins the big deal of the day, baby. $23,000 cash and prizes.
That's certainly something to keep our eyes on. Information will be on the FOW website, facebook.com/Future of Wrestling as well. And see the big deal Sean Prime on the national stage as he looks to add more accolades to his back pocket. Not only tonight, but as Bobby just said, coming up on Let's Make a Deal in a few weeks. As you see right there, with the Irish whip into the corner, just takes down Frank Stone. Looks for an opening here. Gonna hook the leg. It's only gonna get a 2. Need a lot more than that to ground one Frank Stone.
Who's this referee?
That's a good question, Bobby. Unaware of this official's name. I saw him changing in the back. Was pretty hectic earlier on. Didn't get a chance to meet him. As you see the axe handle right there from Both these men in tremendous shape. Obviously, we talked about the weight advantage for Frank Stone, but Adrian very put together, very lean individual, in that junior heavyweight division. Capacity crowd on hand here, Deerfield Beach Indoor Sports Complex, Deerfield Beach, Florida, the FOW Experience, April 20th, 2013. The biggest show of the year thus far for the future of wrestling. And Bobby, the momentum's just building here between FOW and the Battling Bombshells.
Crowd behind Frank Stone. Nice way to get out of that one, Blake.
Stone with a nice little arm drag, but he's going to walk right into a clothesline from Addicts, and the crowd wants none of that. 2, and he's going to get a 2.5 as Adrian Addicts now looks to gain a big feather in his cap with a win over Frank Stone. Measures him up, drops the leg, but Bobby could have capitalized him on there, doesn't go for the near fall. And he's going to drop that elbow. Very methodical offense here by Adrian Addicts. Oh, gets about a 2.5 right there, nearly shocking the world. Stone trying to crawl back to his feet. As Addicts here with that modified rear chin lock. Almost a sleeper hold variation.
You know, Addicts has got some big forearms there. You know, we mentioned Frank Stone's a bigger guy, but you know, this Addicts is a pretty muscular guy for his size.
Indeed, both men in incredible shape.
You got to think at 190, he's way above his ideal weight, and it's all muscle.
Indeed. Certainly effective against the junior heavyweights, able to keep him holding his own against the heavyweights like a Frank Stone. Now here he goes, Addicts, almost reeling in Stone. What's he going to do with him here? Goes for the Hurricane Rana up and over. Could this be all? Hesitates for a second, hooks that inside leg, and gets 2 3/4. As Adrian Addicts now on the advantage against the Black Stallion Frank Stone. But look at Stone here, trying to pepper him with rights. Fight back into this one. The man from the South Bronx, he's been in plenty of fights throughout his life. Stone chopping away. And look at the intensity in Frank Stone here firing up. Whips him in. Big spinning back elbow by Stone. And a lariat. Listen to the sizzle with that one. And Stone with the back elbow one more time. Irish whip. Reversal attempt by Addicts. Ducks underneath us, Frank Stone. And Stone with the leg lariat. He loves that move, Bobby. 2, 3. Oh, that's 2.5. Stone thought he had him.
I thought he had him.
Now Frank Stone trying to figure out what's left. What else can he throw at Adrian Addicts to get a W here tonight in Deerfield? Stone getting the crowd behind him now. Measuring up Adrian Addicts. Puts him in position. Oh, Addicts retaliates. Nice jawbreaker. Presence of mind by Addicts to drop down. Picks him up, goes for the scoop slam. Stone goes behind him. It couldn't be, Bobby. Time in the torture rack position. Up and over the DVD modified. This could do it. That'll do it. 2, 3.
That's it.
The winner of the match, the Black Stallion, Frank Stone. Impressive comeback victory, Bobby. Adrian Addicts gives him all he has, but at the end of the day, Frank Stone drops him right on his head and gets another huge W in his accolades coming FOW.
What a beautiful maneuver to end the match.